Here, let me get this thing set up. We'll be here all night if your dumbass is in charge. That's some love. Oh no. Alright, so what are we looking for? I want to steer. No. Move, I'm steering. Ow. Jeez, May. I'm sorry. Okay. How do we do this? Step 1, look at the screen. Step 2, move around and look at stuff. Step 3, find ghost. Sure. Oh, okay. Tragedy at Stafford Mine. An explosion occurred at 6:20 a.m. in Stafford Mine. All work has ceased while men attempt to rescue any survivors. So far, 3 have been pulled out alive, along with 20 dead. The explosion occurred 10 miles deep in the mine, and only one group of men were able to escape before the elevator's rope snapped and the next group of men plummeted to their death. So far, hopes of finding more survivors is low. The main path to the tunnel caved in due to the explosion, and superiors are still attempting to piece together what exactly where everyone was during the accident. Now that I think about it, that dude looked like he was wearing a mining hat and a trench coat. But okay. I'm gonna get lost. Spectral happenings at Possum Jump. 2 local sweethearts were startled this past Sunday night as they hiked along the wooded overlook known as Possum Jump. According to the lovebirds, at approximately 11:45 a.m., a figure appeared to be walking from the edge of the cliff out into the open air and then disappeared. Forestry workers the next morning were unable to locate any evidence of anyone having leapt from a great height, leaving the exact nature of what the 2 saw a mystery. A decent hike up into the state forest hills, Possum Jump is famous for its beautiful view of the Echo Reservoir. It also holds historical importance as it hosts the lonely graves of several persons involved in the Possum Massacre. What's the Possum Massacre? Hold on, I need more water. Shit. My throat gets so dry so fast reading. I'm trying so hard. Sound off, opinion line. Don't spit on the sidewalk. Parents, make sure your daughters aren't participating in new trend of skirts showing the ankles. What? I have been witnessed more and more teenage girls coming out into our town night unchaperoned, using vulgar slang terms. My God. Young men have been seen around possum swings engaging in ridiculous behavior and wearing mismatched patterns in their suits. Oh my God. Deep Hollow County mourns. The final group of bodies from the 1888 explosion have been recovered 2 days shy of the 1-year anniversary of the tragedy. These 5 men bring the total of dead to 112. 2 of the men, Addison Pine and Henry Harvey, are the only ones to have were the ones to set off the explosion. Although mine bosses have been informed that gas pockets were present in that section, they were elected to not inform Pine and Harvey of the possible danger. Wow, the bosses basically killed them. The other 3 bodies belong to Peter Bledsoe, Christian Stanoff, and Peter Lajtha. Peter Lajtha's funeral arrangements will be handled by Father Lidis, as the man's widow has since returned to Hungary with 2 orphans. That's so sad. Strange but True, Tale of Teeth. Strange but True is our ongoing series. Bad bosses figure heavily into Possum Springs history, and this morbid tale crime secret societies is no exception. The story goes in 1870, a local mine boss was skimming workers on their pay. A group of miners confronted him while he was in the act. He denied everything with many a slur and punched the miners' leader, Daniel Glace, in the face, causing him to lose his last remaining tooth. That was really sad. The miners knew how much Darney's tooth meant to him, and they descended on the boss. A few held the boss down while the others removed all of his teeth with pliers. The teeth were passed out to the miners, and a secret society was created with a vow to protect the workers' interests. Membership was based on knowing one of these teeth, and each was marked with a symbol of their choosing. These symbols were used around the coal patch to organize meetings and make announcements. The boss survived his attack but was never named but never named his attackers for fear of implicating himself. When died a few years later, members dug up his grave to retrieve his skull. It was used in ceremonies performed before going out for retribution. All would gather around, place their teeth into the sockets, and later retrieve their tooth after the retribution was completed. Upon a member's death, their tooth would be passed to a new member. Teeth of member in jail would be left in their sockets until their fates were decided. After the strike of 1889, the society dwindled. Occasionally, a descendant of one of these men would find a tooth with strange markings in their home. Strange but true. I wonder if our dad is one. The Possom Massacre. Severe violence broke out at the Stafford mine strike today. The bosses arrived to attempt to renew talks and were taunted by some of the children present. Rocks were thrown in the National Guard and strike breakers opened fire on the crowd. After a few minutes, the smoke cleared and the gory scene revealed. 9 miners are dead with a dozen more injured. A young brother and sister who were shot dead as they were delivering a package of their food to their father and uncle who was on strike below when shooting broke out. The photographer of the 2 children, aged 7 and 9, who were shot in cold blood, has circulated far outside our little country. The heinous act led to a personal visit from the governor to the strike site to meet with strikers. Independent inspectors were also brought in, and talks finally began 45 days since the start of the strike. The bosses have agreed to comply to the current safety standards and to honor the demands of the miners. What the fuck, National Guard? That's terrifying. Just saying. Newell's thrown in town center. The old Pickaxe Hardware store is ready for a grand opening. Aw, best of luck, Mr. Burge. So her name is Bay Burge. Cute. Strike! A strike at Stafford Mine has been called. The idea first rose from the memorial after the memorial of the 1888 explosion victims. Miners gathered in the home of Arthur Borowski to continue the memorial to their friends. They also began recounting all the promises the bosses had rained on over the past year. Renegade, including basic safety measures to avoid another explosion. A group of 20 miners entered the mines to begin the strike, and 30 more joined them before morning. After work has been stopped at the mine, and the miners are now striking in 8-hour shifts. Their wives and children have begun to bring food and water for the men. The bosses have stated that the mines are safer than they were a year ago, and that there is no need to act in this manner. Great. Strike lumbers on. The strike is now in its 30th day with no end in sight. The bosses have refused to meet with the miners, saying that their demands are too fantastical. The miners claim that they are only asking the bosses to adhere to safety standards that are already in the law. The National Guard was called in after the week's scuffle, and the Colson Cokeworks Union has joined the cause, which has caused an uptick in national press arriving at the site. The women's camp has expanded its services from serving meals to beating any non-union miner from entering the mines. So far, they have been successful in both ventures. I'm trying to read stuff that sounds somewhat important. Underground gases afflict many. Wow. Been evacuated after the discovery of a gas buildup in the basements was found to have led to hallucinations and scattered members of the households. For the past several weeks, residents have been complaining of family members who are hearing voices and seeing things that are not there. One older woman had an animated discussion with an empty chair. When pressed, she calmly explained that she was talking to her sister who had passed away some 50 years ago. 2 nights ago, son of Carson Zimmer ran out of the house and leapt into Cooper's Pond 1 mile up the road. Moments before this, a child had been readying for bed and, according to another sibling, became increasingly agitated. The last words he uttered were about some sort of song before he dashed out of the house and into the night, and his watery grave awaited him. This last event persuaded residents to request help from officials to see if this was related to St. Leuven's lantern, a phenomenon where exposure to specific underground gases leads to certain victims experiencing waking dreams, auditory hallucinations, the sense of unseen presences. Preliminary tests indicate that the gas is present in the homes Mining officials are moving the residents until more tests can be completed. I wonder if that's part of it. Local ghost, Little Joe, at it again. As the school children are quick to inform you, Possum Springs has at least one resident that won't show up any consensus survey. Who won't show up. Little Joe, reportedly the ghost of Joe Shade, a miner who died in a mysterious circumstance some decades ago, is a favorite spooky story of whimsical and weird members of our community. His most recent activities seem to involve getting up out of his coffin in the old section of Possum Springs Cemetery, rolling around, unnerving visitors to the largest graveyard in deep, hollow country. His grave has become a destination for unruly and often destructive local youths. And as such, Possum Springs City Council is considering erecting an iron gate to protect the historical tombstones that fill the small hollow where Joe Shade lies buried. Wow. High privacy. What the fuck? Oh, the possum statue, known as Posse, is finally slated for demolition. There's been another sighting of albino groundhog from a very reliable source this time. Edgar Studer reports that he saw a pure white beast digging near Shade Gap. Mr. Studer has declined to give any more exact location and implores his fellow hunters to admire his anomaly from afar and leave him to his business. We could not agree more with his understanding citizen, and remind townsfolk that if you are interested in seeing an albino creature, to stop by his barbershop to peek at the albino raccoon. We're certain this will assist your mind in completing the research for groundhog. Ghostly rumors haunt New Historical Society. Possum Springs Historical Society conversations of the Shriegest house into the new headquarters and education center just has hit a snag. Custodial head Jed Newsom has resigned, citing strange occurrences in the old manor. I'd be there after hours doing my work and I'd hear someone walking around trying doorknobs. I came here to see who was fooling, but no one was ever there, said Newsom. Trying to get his map room operational for the children to, all the while I'm looking over my shoulder expecting to see. Mr. Newsom had previously requested to work only daylight hours when other staff were present in the building, and even proved to be terrifying. I don't go to the off-limits area anymore. I don't go up past the second floor, and then only to go to the office. I know the others laugh and say I'm seeing Little Joe or something, but they can all go spit. Little Joe, for the uninitiated, was a local ghost, right? Okay. I hit C. Ooh, look! Scotch. Or scooch, so I can see. Scotch. Graveyard. That's a gimme. I mean, if you're looking for ghost stuff, that's where they make a lot of them. Looks like they saw him in an old section. Oh, cool. That's where his grave is. I'm actually interested in that. How could you not be interested? This is like actual dangerous ghost stuff. I like history. Ghosts are history. History that won't stay history. Haha, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Yep. Hey! Ghost spotted. Historical Society. History that won't stay history. In a history place. History place? Yeah, I've never been. You didn't go back in high school? Or in school? I think this was when I wasn't in school. Oh, after the softball incident. Yeah, mostly just watched TV and did therapy. Well, it's actually a pretty cool old house. Used to be owned by one of the mine owners or something. Railroad, mine, steel mall, something like that. An actual haunted house? No. Elementary school kids are there all the time. They have like summer arts and crafts programs. Oh, well, still worth checking out. Spectral happenings. Hey, look at this. Yeah. Looks like Possum Jump. Let me read it. It's Possum Jump. Oh yeah, that's back in the state park, right? Yeah. I've never ever been up there. Nope. Gonna check it out though. Go nuts. That's actually probably only a mile or so from Miss Miranda's house. Back up in the hills. All kinds of stuff up there. Well, I'll try to avoid any basements. Corpse husbands. Co-signed. Okay, well, that's like 3 leads. Let's boogie. Let's boogie. Also, is that it? Now let's look at more stuff. Okay, that must be it then. Let's do it. So we've got some leads. Can I borrow your car this week? Do you even have a license? I mean, no, regardless, but do you? Nope. No license, no credit cards, don't believe in money. You just believe in other people's cars and money. I don't choose to be borrowed in this society. That's okay, well, I have a job, a job. I can't drive you around to all these spots. I can maybe do the graveyard. I need to go there anyway. Cool, let's see if Greg wants to go do the other two. And I probably don't have to say this, but just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen again. Hey, nerd, ever hear that history repeats itself? It does. It does the same thing over and over again. So we've just been in a loop since we were living in caves? Yeah, that's science. Oh my freaking god. What? Oh. What is she talking about with Greg? Ahem. What is... Shh. Is that Miss Quilcy? Oh wow, haven't seen her since graduation. She was always kind of a badass. School district did not fund that art program at all, but she made it work. She was like some sort of art teacher survivalist. Wow, I never realized. I think they pay her in bits of string and empty soda cans. Thank you all for coming to the second meeting of Possum Springs Poetry Society. Do you want to stick around for this? Sure. Yeah. Tonight we have new poems from myself and Fisherman Jones and Selma Ann Forrester. I will start us off with one of my own. She's from some big city, right? She's from some big city. Yeah. How'd she end up here? Who knows? Letter to my worst student. To my worst student. The subject of my stories. I tell friends back home when they ask about life out here in the sticks, it's you. I worry. At the end of my life, you will be the only one I remember. Why did you key my car? I know. It was you. Brian. Thanks, everyone. Isn't that legal? Poor Miss Quilcy. At least she's blowing off some steam. Next up, Fisherman Jones. Fisherman Jones has a poem for us. Two poems. They're short, though. 2 poems. Take it away. Hi, folks. Thanks. This is called Tunnel Eels. Tunnel eels, tunnel eels. I do not know how it feels to be in darkness all the time, born in muck and raised in slime. But neither do you know paths I've trudged, so it hardly is your place to judge. That's one poem. The next one is shorter. This is called Tunnel Frogs. Tunnel frogs swim in the dark. Must think it would be a lark to be a fisherman like me. But what do you know, amphibi? That's it. That's great. Thank you, Fisherman Jones. Dude's really worried about fish, I think. This one. He's worried about fish. That tunnel always spooks me. Finally, a poem by Selma Ann Forrester. Yay, Selmers! Thanks, May. You know her? Dude, she's like your neighbor. Oh. She writes these really funny, dorky, short poems. I'm up for something short and funny. This is called There's No Reception in Possum Springs. She's not wrong. No reception here. I wave my black phone. In the air like a flare. Like a prayer. But no reception. I read on the internet, babyface boy, billionaire. Phone app sold, made more money in one day than my family over 100 generations. More than my whole world ever has. World where house buying jobs became rent paying jobs, became living with family jobs. Boy billionaires. Money is access to politicians, waiting for us to die, lead in our water, alcohol, and painkillers. Replace my job with an app. Replace my dreams of a house and a yard with a couch in a basement. The future is yours. Force 24/7 entrepreneurs. I just want a paycheck and my own life. I'm on the couch in the basement. They're in the house and the yard. Some night I will catch a bus out to the West Coast and burn their Silicon City to the ground. Holy shit. Wow. Damn. She rhymed entrepreneur. I don't even know what that word means. Thanks, everyone. Is she always like this? No. Wow. Huh. Thanks, everyone. See you in 2 weeks. Hey, Selmers. What? I liked your weird poem. Thanks. I wrote it myself. Wait. Was the assumption that she didn't write it hers? Nice work, Selmer. I don't like that nickname. What are you two? Sorry. It's cool. Can we go now? Poets of Possum Springs. I got the achievement. Sweet. Okay, thanks for coming. We live here. Right, so... Find out anything about your ghost? Yeah. Tell him, bae. There were some newspaper clippings that talked about a ghost. Not just any ghost, Little Joe. I don't really remember Little Joe. He's a ghost miner. He died in mysterious circumstances. Wow. I know, right? Mysterious. I thought you were afraid of this ghost. Like, filled with, like, dread and shit. I'm terrified. Okay. So mention 3 different places we can all check out. I have work and stuff. Yeah, Greg and I also have work. You guys skip out on work all the time. Maybe we can, like, split this up. Share custody of you and your ghost. What places were you thinking about? The graveyard. I call that one. It's close and not legal. Illegal. Is there an illegal one? Greg is so excited about the illegal one. That's... Oh, Angus didn't like that. Sure is, the Historical Society. You know you don't have to, like, break in. The people there, like, get paid to show it to you. Anyway. I'm in for the Historical Society. Awesome. So what did I get stuck with? Possum Jump. I know Possum Jump. We used to go there in Scouts. Perfect. Oh, he got so excited his ears got up and everything. Okay, I need to, like, actually get home and do work. This is gonna be awesome. And also, I'm scared to death. Everything tinted red before it zoomed in. Alright. Ta-da! It's Selmers, a good poet. Thought if I die, Selmers should write a poem about it. Oh, Selmers totally should. Ugh. Yeah, it seems like that's going around. The arc. Yippers. So, you and Mom had a bit of a fight yesterday, huh? Yeah. I thought you two were getting along. We are. Just a bump. You two. Always two alike. I guess. I got your chill and her smartassness. I'd hate to see you two go on the outs again. It'll be fine. We're cool. Yeah, it seems like we're okay now, but we really should talk to Mom soon about what happened. I guess I'm wondering if something really just actually happened. Alright, let's look at what people say first. And then we'll have a dream. Hey, let me know when you want to hit the cemetery. I should be around most nights this week. I don't know, thanks, bae. Don't thank me too hard. I'm going there anyway, and it's like right down the road. You're ruining this. Oh, in that case. You are so incredibly welcome, and also, you better not forget this big figure. That's more like it. I'm falling asleep and have fun tonight. Sorry if I was grouchy. It's just... It's fine. Wait, did you fall asleep? LOL. Greg did? Oh, Oh my god, Bay fell asleep. Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. Yo, I looked up the Historical Society on the internet. It's real old, but then they did big renovations. Oh, really? Oh, really? Can't believe she memed. It's fine. I mean, I can believe it, but... I mean, listen, I'm not saying there's a ghost, but old stuff like that just got torn up seems like Ghost Central. How so? You're a ghost hanging out in an old place, and then there's someone puts a pool where you died or something. Haunted pools would be actually scary. I'm spooked. I'm going to bed. Hey, May. Let me know when you want to go to the park. I looked up a map, and it's a pretty straight shot to Possom Jump. Okay, great. We never really got a chance to hang out. It'll be fun, I think. Okay, I'm going to sleep. Night, sir. Tip's hat. I like Angus. I want to hang out with him more. Maybe he'll straighten me up, since I'm such a rebel. Sure, let's go to bed. I have a nightmare. So cute. I didn't get this last time. I was too scared. Too many spoops. What's happening? Yep. Floating houses this time. I forgot about that. Cool. There's a lot of floating houses. But I'll have to go up this way. I'll see you guys at each of the... Why is Bay floating? What? Bay ghost, come back. What? What is that? Why is there flying fish? What the hell? This is fine. Well, there we go. So at least we have some music going on. But what in the world is going on? Let's just jump, I guess. This is fine. Is that like always Bay? Or is it somebody else too? What the hell? I love these noises. Why is everything slanted? No, there's Angus. Okay, so it's all my friends. Greg, Ghost Greg. Ghost fish. Hi. Hey. One more. I found the fourth one. Hey. I love the violin. It's my favorite. What's gonna happen this time? And I fainted. So there's a crow eating a fish, right? What the fuck? This is new. Okay.